Hi guys, it says we're live. Let's wait and see if YouTube side catches up. And there it goes. Okay. So hey, I wanted to come and share a couple of books with you. One is a book that have had. I've showed it to you guys before, but I am going to mention it again. Another book is one that I received for Christmas as a gift. It's to help me in the book of Revelation. I've been getting into it, and Revelation is hard. It's hard for me. I know other people said it's hard for them. Some people may be able to sit down and read it and get it. I was not getting it. I was not getting it to the extent that I was in one part of Revelations, and I thought, this is such a double standard. What is going on? Because I was like, something isn't right. Something's not right. But it never dawned on me. It never dawned on me that it was me. I kept reading it, and me, I like to chew on things, and I was chewing on it, and I was, asking God to help me understand this meaning because, I know how my mind is absorbing it. Something's not right. First clue should have been, it just should have been off the bat. Something seems like a double standard in the Bible. You definitely are not understanding something, and probably should have took it to a deacon or something right away and asked. But as I'm growing, I'm figuring things out on my own and everything. So that's what I was doing, and you don't like to run every time with every little question. You do want to try and figure things out for yourself. But my first thought, when I thought something was a double standard, that light bulb, it did not go off, guys. It just was not going off for me at all. So one of my friends at church, they were kind enough to gift me this book here. Let me see. Yeah, you guys can say it. And it is Exploring Revelation. It is written by John Phillips. He does have a commentary series on the book, or on the Bible. He has on People of the Bible. And now I've not read this whole thing through, but I'm already into the 50s, and up to page 50. And Revelation, it's not a huge book, but I do think it is one of the most important books in the Bible. But it's not a big book. It's not exactly it's not one of the smallest, but it's not big. But this book seems to, there's, I think at 200, let me see. Because there's not a lot of extras to this book. You know what I'm saying? This goes up to basically 265, a little on 265, and ends at Revelations 22:21. But one of the things that I really am enjoying about this book is that it will actually break the verses down. Like one verse, it could have it part A, part B, part C to one verse. And at first, because I was like, part B, there isn't a part B in a verse like that, and I had to really, look at it for a second and let it, dawn on me, he was breaking down the verses of the scripture even more. Well, I like that. I really like that. Lets you just dig in a little bit further and a little bit deeper. So, and he's easy to read. And yes, as you can see, I do mark my pages just like my Bible, just like you guys see me doing my Bible. Things that are important to me, I can go back later and look through. Now, I had this Christmas Day, and let me tell you, I went to my friends and celebrated over there with them and her family. And I was so looking forward. I was glad to be with my friend, but I was so looking forward to coming home and just curling up in the chair with this book. I thought 200 pages. I'm an avid reader. I thought I can get through that, you know, in a day, and just, you know, get into it, and then, you know, get into the Bible and then start comparing them like that. No, you can't do that. I couldn't do that. Surprised me. I actually got in, started reading it, and then, well, you know how your mind wanders. Yeah. You know, you start thinking about it and it starts going a little bit deeper, and then you're reaching for the Bible, and, you know, you just can't sit down. I just can't sit down and read it like that, like I would a romance novel or something. There's too much going on in my mind, and it's absorbing it or trying to absorb it. And if it's not absorbing it, then it's trying to lead to somewhere else. I like this. This book makes you think while it is explaining things to you or giving you answers. I like a book that does that. Okay. And so when I get through the whole book, and I really don't know when it will be, and I'm sure there's commentaries that probably go even deeper, but for somebody that has not lived in the Bible and read it all their life, and it's been a majority, you know, biggest part of your life, I like this. It's on a level that I can understand. It takes me deeper, and I plan, my goals is to, I'm going to start buying the series. As I get done with one book, I'm going to figure out where I want to be next in a book, and then I'm going to purchase that book. I'm going to invest in them, because to me it is an investment, but you're invested in God. You're investing in what He wants you to know, what He wants you to understand, and that's worth everything, you know. So I really like my little series. Yes, I do. And oh, I just lost my train of thought completely. Like I said, he can be, these books can be found online. It's a complete series. He's actually written, on each book, I'm pretty sure. From what I saw, it looked like each book, but, you know, to be honest, I never counted it, so I may need to check that. But it looks like he's written on each book. And like, I know, now Proverbs, I'm pretty sure it's Proverbs without looking. Proverbs, and I know Psalms. They are two books. That series has two parts to it. It's just, he just didn't write one big volume, so he broke that down into two books. So that I do know. But yeah, I'm really, so far I'm enjoying this. And when I get done with it completely, I'll come back and I will do a total book review for you guys. But I'm really thankful for this book, and I'm enjoying it. So there's that. And then, oops. And the books, I did notice you can find them on Amazon. I would think any of your like bigger bookstores that you can walk into may have them. Christian, is it Christian.com bookstore, ChristianBookstore.com. That site, they have them. And the other book that I did want to share with you again is it's big. So you already know it's coming. Ooh, I just hit myself in the cheek with that. That hurt. The Strong's Concordance Bible. I'm bringing this up because I was actually having a conversation with a friend on Facebook. And she was like, there's some things that they're sort of hard to understand at times. And it is. And you know, the Bible is a living thing. It's a living Bible. It can change for you. The meaning is. According to your situation, according to you read it, what's going on in life, what message God might actually be trying to send you. But there's also, on top of that, you got to take into account when the gospel was written. And that was a couple thousand years ago, right? Well, we know, you know, just in the last 50 years, terminologies has changed. Last 100 years, it definitely has changed. The word hey, when you're talking to somebody, hey, how's it going? That used to be just stuff that grew in the field that people chopped down to feed to their cows. You know, now there's a different meaning to it. Well, you got to go back to a couple thousand years ago and think, what was terminology like back then? And what did words mean back then? And then on top of that, English language back when scripture was being written, Hebrew and Greek, some Latin. And you got to think about what the words mean in those languages and how the book has been converted for each language. Some stuff gets translated differently, just for the simple fact that certain words may not exist in other languages, and that's got to be taken into account. And we know God realizes this and stuff. So to me, a concordance is so important, so we can actually understand what Jesus, what God, what Noah, Peter, Paul, James were talking about back then. And like one of the words my friend was talking about in Philemon. Oh, hey man, let me look, guys. Philemon, I think it's 1:7, is the word bows, right? Let me find it. Or is it 12? Oh, I passed it. Hold on. Now, I know I have it. Oh, there it is. Okay. Should have looked it up in my other. How do I just keep missing it? The poor pages are starting to get wore out in this Bible. That's not helping. Maybe I ain't meant to look that passage up today, guys. Because I just can't get to it. Hold on. I will go through it book by book. Yes, I will. What am I missing here? There's Hebrews. There it is. Whew. I was just missing it. Let me see. Yeah, number 7 says, it's Philemon, chapter 1. Number says, for we have great joy and consolation in thy love, because the bowels of the saints are refreshed by thee, brother. And I know there was number 12, whom I have sent again, thou therefore receive him. That is my own bowels. Someone says bowels to us nowadays, I mean, it is. I remember the first time I was in this book, and that took me back a little bit too. But if you have a concordance, because not all Bibles are the same as far as concordance or dictionaries. Like this Bible here, it does have a concordance in it. My other Fire Bible, it does not like this, that explains it and stuff. And then, well, let's look. And then it doesn't always necessarily mean, because it is the Bible, that word is going to be in the dictionary part of your book. And it isn't in here. No, it's not in here, guys. So it's not in here. It wasn't in the other one either. That's where your concordances come in. They can help you. It'll tell you if it was a word that was Hebrew or if it is Greek. The meaning in this one with the vowels, it's Greek. And let me look. look it up so I can be right about how I pronounce this to you guys. That's why I had this, because I wrote it down so I could share it with you guys. Okay, vowels 4698. 4698. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that Greek word. Splashamon or something. I know I killed it, but it's probably strengthened from. Then it goes down the spleen and intestine, plural, figuratively, pity or sympathy, bowels, inward affection, tender, and mercy. Now, I would have never put tender or mercy with bowels, but in this case where he's reading, one part you could tell that he's meaning affection. And then in 12, whom I have sent again, there, though there receive him, that is my own bowels. Whom I would have retained with me, that in thy stead he might have ministered unto me in the bonds of the gospel. Either here he's talking about a deep affection, and he does have a deep affection like a son. He makes that obvious. Or he brings him strength while he is in prison to Jesus, because he claims, he is in bonds to Jesus. So this is why a concordance, I hope I'm not too much all over the place for you guys. This is why a concordance is so important, because just the meaning of words have changed over time. And then you also got to take account some of the languages, some of the words that we have. Do they even exist in that language or in that time? So I again have to push. I will always push accordions. You may try typing stuff in and digging a little bit deeper, but to me, the more deeper you dig, and the more that you can understand his words, the easier the Bible becomes to understand, and it's easier to apply to your everyday life. So I just wanted to come live and share that with you guys. I have a book to make. That's what I have to do. I have a book to make that I've not started on yet. I'm trying to stay warm. Let me tell you, trying to stay warm. Yesterday I froze to death and my bones hurt today because of it. But anyway, guys, that is what I wanted to share with you today. And oh, I know there's one more thing I wanted to share with you guys today, because I've seen it floating around on Facebook, and heard some people say it and stuff. About 2018, bringing in 2018, and there's like a couple memes even floating around saying, hey God, can you make 2018 better than 2017? Well, yeah, he probably can. Most certainly he can if he chooses to. But the first thing to get in check is, you're not talking to Santa. Okay, he is not Santa. You're not making a list, you're not making a request. And the second thing is, you're wanting him to do something for him. When you put something out there like that, everybody might think it's cute, or they're just saying it. But when you make a request like that, seriously stop and think about what you're doing, and then stop and ask yourself, you want him to do something for you, but what have you done for him lately? What have you done for him lately? I've seen some people, they act like the world's falling apart and it's God's fault. Not so sure about that. What have you done to stop your world from falling apart? I mean, there's things that happen in life. We can't control it. We have deaths in our families. We have illness, jobs disappear and stuff like that. Yeah. But people that are just like, oh, look, another thing. Can it get any worse? Well, what are you doing mentally inside yourself to make it better? What are you doing mentally, deep down in your soul, to make yourself stronger? If you turn to God for these things, and literally turn to God for these things, when these things do bowl you over in life, it's not so hard to handle. It's not so hard to absorb. And eventually you'll be standing there going, well, okay, God, you handed me this. Now what do I do with it? What do you want me to do with it? And it's okay to ask him that, because it's okay to be confused about situations, you know. But be careful how you word things, guys. Be careful how you say things, because you can hurt yourself with that. You know what I'm saying? You probably don't get it. I don't know. But I'm just, I'm just making you aware. When you just throw something out there, when it comes to God, it's something to take very serious. It's not a game to play. And he's not Santa Claus. Don't treat him like he is. And don't treat him like he'll be doing you a favor. Okay? Just keep it in mind. Keep it in mind, because the only one it hurts is yourself. And I'm just trying to make you aware of that. Okay? Okay, guys. So, oh, I actually have people watching. Hello, welcome. Thank you. Glad you're here. I don't know when I'll be back. I don't know. But I'll be back with something eventually. You guys know me. It's whenever. Whenever I make the mood, I'll just come. I just show up. Okay? So, to all of you in 2018, I do wish you the best in life, and I wish you the best year. And I hope you all will grow closer with God, as I will try to grow closer with God every day. Okay? So many blessings to you all. Y'all know I love you, and I will catch you on the flip side, guys. Okay? Bye.